What's up, everybody? Brian Mann here, hands-on auto training. This is part 2 of the U3000:49 diagnostic debacle for the Ford Transit vans. Guys, this is starting to be a pattern failure. That's why I'm really trying to cover my bases, taking a look at what's going on. And I respect your time, so just so you know, the first few minutes of this video is going to be me talking to you about this code, what I learned by looking at it, kind of like the things that could trip me up and confuse me, and I'm sure it's going to mess other people up, and of course how we fixed it. And the last section of this video is going to be all about the prorating process. I mean, that's literally about 30 minutes long. I don't want you guys to spend your time looking at the prorating process if you don't need to. So if you like that type of stuff, it's there. But let's talk about this U3000:49. This is an internal control module fault code in the body control module. Now, the first transit van I got called onto already had the body control module replaced. I programmed it, and after a couple of key cycles, this thing locked up solid. The ignition wouldn't turn on, and the only DTC we were getting out of it, out of the body control module that was relevant, was a U3000:49. Now, I spent a lot of time monkeying around with this. Be sure to watch part 1, and you can see a lot of that, and I talk about it. I discuss it actually working on the red van. The first one was a white one. We'll just call one red, one white. And looking at the second van that I got called out to before anything was replaced, I had a U3000 in it, but we also had a B10B1. That's a Bravo 10 Bravo 1 code. Now, this code was interesting because it has nothing to really lead us anywhere, guys. I want to tell you, first of all, the fix, or at least the best I can tell, the root cause of this problem was shorted door harnesses in both vehicles. Here you see the white one, and here you see the red one. I believe that's what's going on that was causing these U3000 codes to set in these modules. Now, the B10B1 code, I gotta show you here. If you take a look, it doesn't come up in all data or in Identifix. I can't locate it, and that's two service informations that I use regularly. That's the ones I have subscriptions to. I also had bought a Ford subscription to Motorcraft Service website and type in the VIN number and all this stuff, go to the workshop manual, the diagnostic trouble codes. I can't find a B10B1 listed in Ford service information for a 2015 Transit van. I couldn't believe this, so I'm like, what the heck's going on? I reached out and asked some Facebook groups and friends, and some people did some research, which I should be doing on my own, but hey, they went out there, and I appreciate the help, and they found some information. Check this out. If you go over to Google and search Ford B10B1-92 and scroll down a little bit, you can go to this fiesta.co, whatever this is, this site right here. Click on this, and once you're in here, you will see, let's do Control F and find it. Control F, B10B1. You can find this cabin reset switch incorrect operation performance, and then basically they have us go into these different pinpoint tests right here for this B10, and basically it's telling you to do a self-test of the BCM and basically checking for the driver's door latch. Okay, something shorted in the system causing an issue is what's going on here. Now, I gotta tell you, I don't like using Google service information. Sometimes you'll find information for a similar vehicle, but not the same vehicle. It could be misleading. So I didn't like going down that path. But guys, you can see here our shorted door harnesses. That's proof in the pudding, right? So that's what's going on. Now, I wanted to talk about where I got tripped up here on my diagnosis. Guys, the key won't turn on. We turn the key to the run position. We have no ignition switch operation, in my opinion. Taking a look at the data PIDs, our power mode quality factor basically says undefined. We got a problem here, and it's undefined. So this is on the both vans. It was the same exact thing, power mode undefined. And if you follow the flowchart for the U3000:49, you're going to find when you go here, you've got all this different stuff. There's a description and operation, which is very important. I'll be the first one to tell you, I did not go here first. I went to first this section. U3049 is all the way at the bottom. How do I know? Because I've been here so many times. But basically, we get to the point where no other code's set, and they basically are telling us you have to follow a flowchart for a U300A:29. And if we click on this, this leads us to all this testing of the ignition switch. Basically, it's saying if this code sets, the ignition switch signal is invalid, and it has you going down here. I'm here to tell you, if you follow this flowchart here, you will be down on the wrong path. You'll be all messed up and going the wrong way in replacing a body control module again. It basically has you testing all the inputs and all the from the ignition switch to the body control module, and of course we get over here and it will have you replace it. Guys, I have basically over an hour of footage of me doing all this testing. I'm not going to post it, but I do the test to a T and it says replace body control module. It does not have us going back to the root cause of the problem, which is the driver door jamb switches shorted, or possibly other outputs. Any output shorted here could cause this problem. Now, if we go back up to our description and operation here, I want to show you here. Let's go back, hit the back button. This U3049, this is where the description and operation comes in play. If you go down here, it's all about this field effect transistor protection, okay? And a module lifetime is established based on the durability of a field effect transistor, and the U3049 sets, and basically can't be cleared. But what's really interesting is U3049 is set and the diagnostic trouble codes are cleared. The short circuit diagnostic trouble code is no longer set to indicate the type of trouble fault that you had. Guys, this is so like counterintuitive and really poor engineering in my opinion. Basically, that module's trying to protect itself and it sets its code and you're done. You're not going anywhere. I can't believe it. So anyhow, my big takeaway from this is really you got to read the details, and I don't know what to do when you have one of these modules that's locked up and the codes are cleared. If it's not going to even run a self-test and tell you what the codes are, how do you know which way to go? But that's just my 2 cents. The good news is we've got this thing rectified and fixed, and it's running down the road, I believe, right now, and it was all because of that driver's door harness on the red van. The white van, I think they found some other wires that are compromised, some other circuits, but the driver's door harness was compromised as well, so they got a new harness on that, and they're warranting out the body control module that I programmed the first time. So here is the video on the programming and installation and all that stuff. Alright, so we went ahead and started taking this door apart to get the harness replaced. We got the new harness here. And just so you know, I had to undo the rear channel for the regulator to get the one clip. I could not get my finger, not for this connector, but there's one that goes up on an angle back there. I had to undo that, and then you pull it out through the hole up here, which I don't think the camera's going to get in there for us, but it goes out through that hole up there. And we're going to have to refish this through here. Alright guys, it's a little bit of a wrestling match, but I've got enough room to clear this to get this thing in here. We're going to go ahead and install a new one. I want to show you here under the procedures. It does say that you have to deactivate transport mode and all that stuff. I believe we did all that stuff last time on that other one. That was a 17. One of the things I want you to see here is it says that the BCM ignition, the ignition can't be turned on until a parameter reset is performed. Now on that other one I had, I did get the key to turn on at one point during the programming, and you know, we definitely got to do all this programmable procedures and stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and install this new body control module, spanking new in the box. Uh-oh, flashlight's going dead. Got this guy right here. We're going to toss that in there. I'll be back with you. Okay, for those of you following along in part 1, I did repair my horn circuit, and I got my little tabs for my blue connector installed back there. This was a wrestling match. I tell you what, guys, working on something like this, you'll be lucky to pull back a bloody stump. I have no idea why they make stuff so complicated. Anyhow, if you haven't seen, in Cleveland, Ohio, it is pouring snow outside. I'm not sure if the camera picks that up, but I can't believe we're expecting 1 inch to 4 inches today. Anyhow, at this point, I have my maintainer on the vehicle, but the maintainer's not on. I'm going to go ahead and actually hook up the battery here, and we're going to start ourselves a fresh session of IDS. I'm going to hook this up. You saw a little spark. I hear some lights going and stuff. I don't think the hazards are on yet, so that's a good thing. So at this point, I'm going to go ahead and turn my maintainer on. I'm going to go ahead and hit the start button. I had some people asking about my setup. That's a ProLogix 500 charger, and it's in my Milwaukee pack out. It fits, but it's not the best, but it fits okay in there. All right, we're going to go ahead and start our Ford IDS, and as that's getting started, I am going to go ahead and tighten up this battery, because you know this battery here was loose. I got to make sure I don't short myself out on anything, because I got this positive undone. Okay, battery's tight. That's good. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and start a new session here, and we'll see what happens. We're running 125.04, so I'm going to delete the session. Okay, And let me grab the key out of this thing. Just so you guys know, it says you got to program 2 keys to this vehicle. This does not have a PAT system. This has a key that probably has a PAT chip in it, and also the keyless entry. But if you look up here on the ring here, there is no PATS module or PATS transceiver. Let's see if I can get that right. There is nothing up there. It's just a ignition lock cylinder. This is just like the other one. So I'm going to go ahead and turn the key on for the first time here. And I don't know what's going to happen. I don't think it'll turn on until it's programmed, but I might be wrong. No, it turns on. We're on. So as you see there, we are in there. Okay, service information said the key wouldn't turn on until it's programmed. But we've got a lot of stuff going on. We got to take a look. I'm going to go ahead and start a new session, like I said. So this is a step in the right direction. We do have the key on. The question is, can we maintain this key on situation throughout the programming process? I'm really thinking that shorted harness, like we showed, that I replaced, was the main problem, and that's it. So this VIN was found in a previous session. Do you wish to abort and restore that session? No. No, I do not. I want to start a fresh session. So this is going to be our fresh session here. And we're going to get in, and I'm really hoping this thing works. I don't know if it comes out on camera, but it is snowing like crazy out there. This is not supposed to be happening in April. Guys, middle of April. All right, so we're going to hit the check mark. And I would love to do a screen recording for y'all, but I've personally been having issues when I do screen recordings. Sometimes my software acts up, whether it's GM, YTech, or other things. I don't think YTech so much, but I know for a fact GM, I've had issues with TLC when I'm using either OBS or Flashback Express, whatever I'm using, sometimes it'll act up. So I'd like to start with the self-test. Let's just go ahead and run a self-test. I want to get all the codes that we have. I'm hoping we got like a U2100 and a BCM, or maybe it'll be a B2100, but whatever it is, it's going to be a code for configuration is not complete. I expect that. That would be great. So here we go with our codes. Body control module, I'm just going to read these off. Battery, B closed relay, B open relay, PATS key not configured, PATS key missing message. We got all kinds of stuff here, all kinds of codes. We're going to have to learn the TPMS on this thing too. We don't have the rear dual wheels. That's because this is a single wheel, and we didn't configure that switch yet, or configure the BCM. We got a bunch of codes for systems we don't have here. Car configuration data, B1A84, so that's all good. Got a lot of stuff. So we've got to get this body control module programmed. We're going to go ahead and do our PMI. That's the red toolbox, module programming. And this is PMI, programmable module installation. Select our BCM, and we're going to hit the next button. Check mark, set ignition on. It is on. And now we've got to get our VIN. I don't think this is going to allow me to go back to this screen over here. I always like to copy this if I can. Copy, and then paste. Oh, no paste. Let me try Control V. Nope, it put a V. We got to type this in. I'm going to put you down. All right, so you've got our VIN number in there. I'm going to hit the check mark. Okay, so we're at this point, and this is an interesting point on this vehicle. It says install new module. We already have the new module in. It never told us to turn the key off, and this has been something I've been noticing on these. It's not telling us to turn the key off when it gets to this point. Usually it'll say turn the key off, install a new module. I do have the new module in, so I'm just going to roll with it and hit the check mark. And we're going to see what it says. We got to do all these multiple memory locations, no problem. I hate doing key cycles on this if we've got other issues going on here. I really do. My key's off. Make sure I got some slack in my thing. And then we're going to hit the check mark. Turn ignition on. We still have a key that comes on. And check. So I hear a lot of clickety-clack underneath the dash here. The dash did go off, so I'm not too sure how I like that. That's That's rough. I'm hoping it comes back alive. This is just reminding me of something I just dealt with. I'll get back to you guys after this finishes. All right, guys, so we got to this screen, and as this screen came up, the body control module, or should I say the dash cluster, came back on. We've got these messages: service brake message. Not sure, might be the parking brake, might be, no, the parking brake's off. Well, I'm going to continue with the process here, and we're going to see if we can't get something fixed today. So it's important to read this part, take a screenshot. I might take a screenshot just so I have it, because it's important to be able to know what they want you to do. Let's hit the save button and save. And we've got to go to, we've got to get over to the parental parameters, select car configuration, select the retrieve the PTS derived as built. So we're going to go ahead and do that and hit the check mark. And then saying it's got the wrong VIN, I don't think that's correct. We did this already. I think that's just because it didn't get programmed yet. So I'm going to hit the check mark. So we'll go to parental parameters, and then you go to this car configuration parameters. You have to be on the internet, guys. Make sure you're on the internet for this to happen. And we're going to hit the check mark. Set ignition on. The ignition is on. Check. And we're waiting. So I'm just going to keep this going here with you. So I believe it was under the vehicle configuration right here. We got to retrieve the PTS as built. I've had a 14 Focus or Fiesta give me problems last week. I just bailed on because I had it fail at a certain point. We'll hit the check mark, and we got to make sure that we have the proper VIN used, of course, and hit the check mark. And it should be going on to the internet right now, and another applet should open. This is, you see how this doesn't look anything like IDS you're used to. There should be something else popping up here. We got the go rounder going, and let's see what happens. Okay, is this VIN number correct? I am going to verify. I've got a picture of it on my phone. Guys, you gotta make sure you get the right stuff. If you do it wrong, you'll be up a world of hurt. So yep, and yes, it is correct. So I'm going to hit the check mark here because it is the proper VIN. And this is going to take a short time, so we still have our ignition on. I'm just going to go over here and show you the key is still on. We got dash lights, check engine light, airbag light, all the lights. It's actually all lit up like a Christmas tree right now, so that's okay. I'm going to hit the check mark. And it says that this application will be disabled if you drop below this. We're at 13.3 because I do have my maintainer on there. Guys, I think I always tell you, I always use my maintainer. Turn the ignition off. Keys off. And check. Set the ignition on. And I'm paying attention to whether the dash comes on or not, because it's always good that it comes on. That's a fact. And hit the check mark. So this has gotten farther. That one Ford I was working on would air out right here on this, like the third line down. After the VIN came up, it would air out. So we're doing a process here. One thing that's interesting about this type of applet on the Ford IDS screen, you see all this stuff going on. There's something happening right now, but it says complete down here. Really, it's not. There's a progress bar that's going across. I had a shop that I was helping out. They were clicking around while this was going on. That was bad. And it's still going on. This is the boring part about programming. You can't really speed it up. Not much I can say. I'm just hoping that this thing gets through. Gotta have a confidence builder here because I'm confident that I got my tail handed at me on the last one. And I want to be confident I go out there and properly diagnose these things. That last one wasn't setting any codes at one point. We just had the U3000. That was the only DTC it would set. And it had the exact same symptoms. Be sure to check out part 1 of this video if you haven't checked that out. But this is part 2 here, so we're just going to keep on rolling. So this is interesting. It says it's starting the software download. As that happened, we lost our dash. The dash has went out. So I'm hoping that it turns on the dash after this process is complete. Oh, that's good. Wouldn't be surprised if I get a flashing interior light at some point. Usually that will flash on and off when we have something going on, but I'm really happy that dash is coming on at this point, because I think when I was doing the other one, the dash was dead by this point. It would not turn on and do anything, but the key is cycling itself, so I'm hoping everything's good. So we do have dash lights right now, and it says that the download is complete. So I'm gonna hit the check mark, and I'll be the first one to tell you. I gotta go back and look at, turn the ignition off here, look at what else the directions were on the procedure there. Set ignition off, check, and we're gonna see what happens, guys. It says process is complete. Now we can press the tick to continue. Tick, tick, tock. Okay, so that's done. I believe we also have to go over here to this special function. Oh, there's Tpms Configuration. I might have to go give my TPMS tool out of the van, but let me go ahead back to the picture I took. I just took that screenshot. I want to read the directions there about what they say. And here we go. So they want us to do the complete and then perform remaining instructions. We can go back to our instructions. Let's see here. We did this step. Download's complete. Confirm that the transport mode has been deactivated by verifying the transport mode is not displayed in the instrument cluster. So I can do that by turning the key on, I think. We got tire pressure monitor fault. The key still turns on, that's good. So let me go ahead and configure this tire pressure. So we got to do the tire sensor calibration. Then we got to do our Cei Lock configuration. So let's go back here. We'll go to Tpms configuration. I definitely did not get this far on the other one. That was a 17. Definitely had issues. So the as-built file is read. Is this? Yes, it is. So I'm going to probably have to go get my TPMS tool so we can get the horn to honk, if you know what I mean. But this should be setting whether this is a dual wheel car, single wheel car, whatever. Now relearn TPMS functionality using the usual method. Okay, we can do that. That's going to be the 3 times on and off, I think. I'm not so concerned about getting the TPMS learned until later. What is this? Okay, we got our mileage. This does have 43,000. It doesn't know how many miles to empty yet. Let's go ahead and let's hit the, what we got? TPMS configuration. Let's hit the back button. Oh, that's not that. I'm going to hit the, uh-oh. See, this is where I don't like this. Okay. Let's go back. So I think we closed that special applet. That's what I don't like about Ford. I think I may have actually clicked on that, but that shouldn't be a problem. Let's go to our DTCs. I'm going to clear all the codes, and we're going to see what we have. While I'm clearing the codes here, we're going to go ahead, after they're done, I'm going to see if we have any PATS codes. It's probably going to have a code saying that the body control module is not linked to the powertrain control module. And for those of you that don't know, the powertrain control module on this guy lives right up down in here. You may not be able to see it, but the connectors are down there. Usually I pop out the headlight to get in there and monkey around with that. Now we do not have our hazards flashing. That's good. We don't have our headlights operation either because I got that unplugged. I probably maybe should have put that back together, but we're going to find out here. All right, so we're going to go ahead and start out doing our PATS relearn here because I do have some codes that are popping for it. Basically, PATS key, not configured, and then we have this light switch module, which is okay. I still have this tire pressure monitor not configured, and also we do have this for the inner left rear wheel on dualies. Where is it? These inner sensors, which I don't know why that's setting. We did that TPMS learn and it didn't seem to go through. Not going to be super worried about that until we get this thing running. So let's go ahead and do we'll go to our body, security, PATS functions. We're going to do a parameter reset here. Turn ignition on. And we're going to go ahead and get this thing started. Yes, that is correct. That's interesting. That's very interesting. I didn't know I usually had to go on to the network to find that. This procedure will take 10 minutes. Do you want to continue? Yes, I do. And we're just looking for the parameter reset function that will relink the PCM and BCM. And I'll get back to you guys after I burn 600 seconds of my life here. So after 10 minutes, which says this test is now complete, we're going to go ahead and hit the check mark. And security access is granted. Now, this is good because we just got to do a parameter reset for the body control module. That's all it's listed. And we'll hit the check mark. You are about to perform a parameter reset. Let's go for it. Operation successful. We always like that. That's not a bad thing. I'm going to hit the check mark here. And I'm going to go ahead and exit from this menu and hit the check mark. And I got to go ahead and answer my phone as I turn this off. All right, so I turned that key off. I was talking on the phone, and I came back, and it looks like that the procedure closed itself out. Like once I hit the key off, it automatically went off. So that's okay. Let's see if we've by chance got ourselves a runner. I'm hoping we got a key that comes on. That's a beautiful thing. And we've got ourselves a runner. This is good. This thing hasn't ran for a minute. Whew. So we're slowly getting there. We got to get rid of these TPMS codes, and I want to make sure before I do any more key cycles, well, two things. I want to, number one, show you guys the power mode quality factor in our data pin and our BCM. I didn't look at this yet myself, but this is so important. I mean, really, really important. Let's go ahead to data logger, and we're going to go over to our body control module. And what we want to do here is take a look at our power mode quality factor. There's a lot of PIDs here. We got a lot of stuff to look at, but or maybe it was QF. I can't remember what they call it. Program key, power mode quality factor, right there. That's the one. Let's just take a look at this and see what it says here. Power mode, okay, and with the ignition in the run position. So I don't want to cycle this key too many times until I can get all the codes away. So let's go to all of our codes and clear this thing out. Because I'm very, very concerned that if we have any other shorts to ground or shorts to shorted harnesses, we could definitely have a big problem. And in the meantime, I don't even know. Let's see if our window works. Looks like it will. Let's get this off. I had the harness out. We didn't want anybody to shut the door on this thing. Anytime I do any window regulator work or have any of these channels out, always make sure that your windows operate properly. You don't want to be getting in a spot where something jams up and pulls on a harness. Just looking. Yeah, I think I've got the harnesses all routed right. We just don't need any more nonsense going on, guys. So all CMDTCs, we want to get this thing going. I thought I hit the check mark, but I guess I didn't. Now before I go too many key cycles into this job, I'm just making sure that we don't have any code saying anything about anything shorted or shorts to ground. What is this? Lost communication with lighting control module. I believe that's because our headlamp switch is unplugged. So I am going to go ahead here and clear these codes. Yep, clear. I don't know if it'll let me clear with the key on, but I'm trying not to cycle this key back and forth a bunch of times. And boy, do I have a lot of stuff to put back together here. Get this thing going. I had almost forgotten we have to do our Cei Lock Configuration. So we're going to go ahead and hit the check mark here. Turn ignition to the run position. It is. Enter the VIN. Dang it, I don't think it'll let me paste it in here. I'll try again. Sometimes it will, sometimes it won't. Hit Control C, and we'll go back over here. Control V. Nope, gotta put you guys down so I can enter the VIN in. Got the VIN entered in here. We're gonna hit the check mark over here and see what happens. Put this on mute. VIN entered is that. And yes, we want to continue. Whoa. Oh, okay. I was about to say that's going to take 10 minutes to do that. That's odd. Press yes to lock BCM. Well, I guess so. Yes. Functions complete. Turn the car off. I definitely didn't do this procedure on the other vehicle. That's a fact. Hit the check mark here, and we're back. So now let me go ahead and turn the key on and make sure we still got ourselves a runner. Still runs. Go ahead and turn this, try and clear this code. See if this all goes away. Lots of stuff going on here. I think we got rid of that one code. Yep, we got a light switch module code, which is okay. Tire pressure monitoring. We got that stuff going on. And of course my phone is ringing off the hook. So we'll come back. Guys, I can't remember where we left off. I know we did our Cei Lock configuration. We did that part. But also I want to do my BMS reset. That's the battery monitoring reset. Hit the check mark. And we're going to just get this part taken care of. And then I'm going to try and learn my TPMS. Because I really think maybe the TPMS will learn and we'll be in good shape. I want to try and get this thing a clean bill of health, put it all back together, and then see what's up. So I'm cold and my phone's been ringing off the hook. So it says to do this procedure if the BCM's been replaced or reprogrammed. And it has. So we're going to hit the check mark for yes. Yes. Let's see what happens there. And that says complete or unable to perform this. Okay, what's going on here? Make sure the ignitions are on. Make sure that it's outfitted with a body control module and it's communicating properly, all the cables and connections. Now I did turn off my maintainer here. I don't think that's going to be a difference. Let me go ahead and try this again. I don't like the fact that we got some issues here, but we still have all of our lights. Turn the key off. Take the key out, put the key in. There's a run. Oh, hold on, off. They wanted the key off. Hit the check mark. Let's try that one more time. We're going to go right to our toolbox. BMS reset. So I have the key off when I'm starting the procedure this time. And there we go. Set the ignition on. I did. And do I wish to continue? Yes, I do. So we're going to see if this... So it doesn't like this. Not sure why that's doing that. We should be able to complete this procedure. I don't like the fact we can't do that. So I'm going to go ahead and exit out and get back to the main menu. I'll try and do my TPMS learn at this point. I'll probably be using my off-tail tool here. This is the TS508. It's a nice little tool for TPMS. Doesn't work too bad. Let's back ourselves out of here. We're going to go back. We're going to get to transit. Transit, here we go. And this is a 15 to 16, or the 15 model year right here. And we're going to do, we can just do relearn procedure, so we can, this will tell us what the procedure is, makes it easier. We're not going to do it with a scan tool. We're going to do this method 2, on and off 3 times, in and on. So, got to read the instructions here. Inflate all the tires. They're all inflated. Turn ignition off to press the brake pedal. Then release. Turn ignition on to off, or off to on 3 times, ending in the run to press the brake pedal. We can do that. We'll do this procedure. Guys, I forgot to see if the horn worked. That works, that's good. And I gotta see if I can gain access to the brake pedal, because this thing is a bit of a mess with this aftermarket stuff all over the place. I really don't like aftermarket stuff, but I'll see if I can take you guys along for the procedure. Always a fun thing. We're gonna hit the brake pedal on. I should get this into tire pressure and lure mode. So off, press the brake pedal. 2, 3. There we go. So we got it in learn mode. And of course the horn's honking again. And of course my phone is ringing again. So we're just going to go ahead and scan all sensors. That'll work. I'll hit the go button here. to get that guy up close. So we got that one. We'll go over here. Oh, it didn't honk the horn that time. I wonder why that didn't honk the horn. This scanned, but the horn on the vehicle didn't honk. I'm telling you, there's something goofy with these Ford vans. And the sad thing is, I drive one, right? Nope. So maybe something else is going on. We'll see if it says learned up here. Train left rear. Well, it didn't catch this other one. I wonder why. I'm going to go ahead and hit this again because it definitely hits no button. There, I think I got it that time. That's weird. This picked it up, but the vehicle didn't. Don't know why that was. So I might have the tire in the wrong position. Training complete. That is good. I'm going to go ahead and cycle a key. We'll see if our lights are out here. Let this run. Driver's door ajar. And I think I got to start putting this thing back together. I really do want to make sure that I wish this BMS reset would go through. I don't know if possibly this battery could be weak. It sounded weak that time I went to start it. I've had my maintainer off just for a minute or two, and I don't know what's going to happen here. So let's go back to our codes. DTCs, clear them all out, erase them all, and we're going to see what happens here. All right, we got this. So we only have 2 codes in the body control module. I think it's actually only 2 codes in the entire vehicle. Going on, and one is a loss communication with the light control module, which I don't even have plugged in. Well, maybe not. Light control module rear B, I don't know where that is. And then we have this light switch module. I know for a fact we got to put this stuff back together and then see what else may happen. All right, guys, I got this nearly put back together to the point that it was when I got here. I don't recall which terminals or which for whatever this stuff is. I'm not so concerned about that. We don't have any lights on the dash. It is running. Everything seems to work. I got both of the keys programmed for the remote keyless entry. Everything seems to be in good shape except for a U code here. Hold on, let me get the code. U3000. This is a lighting communication with a rear module. I wasn't sure if that code was part of the, I don't know, the headlight switch or whatnot, but it turns out that that module is actually located right here. I'm thinking it's going to be right smack dab here on the vehicle. If they want me to go any further, I don't know. I already got a lot of time into this, and they'll have to put it back together the way they had it when I got here. So, guys, looking like this thing's about a wrap. I'm really, really happy that this thing is just about solved here, and we're on our way. This was a tough one, I won't lie. This was a brutal one because I was very concerned that we were going to have the same situation like the other vehicle. We'll be going back there shortly, and as you see here, it is snowing again in Cleveland, Ohio. How's it going? Look at that snow out there. That's unbelievable. Wow. Guys, let me know what you think of this content. If this video helps you, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, all that stuff. And let me know in the comments what's going on if you're having these type of problems as well. Have a great day. Bye-bye.